Hey everyone, it's Adam Mitchell here with Treasure Trading, and we are back with another trade recap. Today is October 12th, 2022, and I'm ending the day up $28. So green is good. It's another green day. Didn't hit my profit target. Today there was some momentum. It wasn't the easiest to get, so I'm glad that I was able to pull something out of these stocks this morning. And as always, if you guys like these recaps and you aren't subscribed, please do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. All right, guys, let's get into the video here. So ending the day up $28, I traded 5 stocks. HPCO and PEGY were the main stocks that I traded. I traded these 3 others. I don't really care to go over those 3. We're just going to look at HPCO and PEGY, because that's where most of the opportunity was this morning. So yeah, let's get into the trades here. All right, HPCO. So my first trade on this stock was definitely not the best. I was definitely trying to catch a falling knife, and I should have recognized that before I got in it, trusted my intuition more, because this thing dropped, right? It dropped all the way down to here. I'll go ahead and press play. So I'm keeping this on watch for a dip, I think down into the lower band of VWAP. So we're starting to get that drop, and it's pulling back even more. So right there, we get a decent pullback, and I go ahead and jump in with 150 shares at 333. But as we can see, it just continues to drop off lower, and I went ahead and cut it because I was like, man, this thing's going to flush down hard. And, this is a classic type of trade that I'll take where I'll lose on it, where it drops and I buy in and it just continues to drop. I should have waited for some type of signal that it was going to turn around, which I think it wound up giving one. Let's fast forward here to see what it winds up doing. So yeah, fast forwarding on HPCO, it came down and, about where I decided to stop out was as low as it went. And it formed this triple bottom. And, by this third candle here, once you realize that we're getting this double bottom here, you could have gotten in. And this thing squeezed up from 320 up to about 345. And now it's pulling back again. And this is where I'm about to take another trade on it. All right, so it's zoomed in a little bit more here, and you can see this flat bottom a little bit better. This is the kind of thing that we look for when we want to get in on dips is some type of support that's being held. All right, so I am getting in with 150 shares at 330 because it looks like we're about to make that curl back up because we have a bit of an ABCD setup here. So I was thinking, all right, this is going to be the low here. It's going to curl up off this level, and we're going to get a nice push up. So it's starting to squeeze up a little bit more here. So right in this push, I decided to sell it, and now I'm up $1 on it. So I went from being down 12 to being up 1. So that's cool. So fast forwarding a little bit more, we can see that it came up into VWAP. And so I'm thinking that we might get a decent trade on this. Like we're going to get a pullback and then we're going to get a push up. So that's kind of what I'm thinking is going to happen on this. So there we go. We got a bit of a pullback there, and I decided to get in with only 75 shares at 341 because I want to protect my gains on it. So we're getting a nice curl up off that level. And then we can see right here, I'll go ahead and press play. We start to get this breakout here. And let's see, it's popping up. So right here, I'm hitting sell. I'm selling half, and I'm wanting to hold the other half for the bigger push. But instead, it just gets rejected, and I see that it's getting rejected, so I go ahead and hit sell because I don't want to get caught in this flush. So I hit sell, and as we can see, I'm up $6.66. Man, I freaking hate when this happens. But it's just numbers, I guess. All right, let's go on to my next trade. All right, so right here, we're looking at HPCO again. So we can see that after making this false breakout, it kind of chopped around, and now we made a bigger pullback. And I could see that we were holding up at these levels at 325, which in hindsight, I wish that I was getting in at those levels, but we're getting this breakout above the 20 moving average on the 1 minute chart. And I decided to get in with 100 shares at 335 because now I'm looking for this thing to make that bigger squeeze up, maybe come up into VWAP or maybe up into high of day. So let's see what happens. So we start getting a bit of a squeeze up here, and let's see what I wind up doing. So right there, we got a pretty decent push up there. I wound up adding 50 more shares, but altogether, I'm out of the position. I'm up $15 on it. So, that was a decent trade, I think. All right, so continuing on with HPCO. So we can see here when it came up into this level, it backed off of it, and I'm getting in for a dip down at this level here. So I'm in with 150 shares at 340. And now I'm looking for this thing to make that squeeze up. So now I'm in with a total of 200 shares at 340 because it looks like we're actually going to get that squeeze up. And I go ahead and sell it. Let's see, where did I sell it at? I'm selling it, I think, like right here. So I got out, and altogether I'm up $26 at this point on HPCO. And let's see, it squeezes up a little bit more, and then it gets hammered down. So, this is cool that I got this move here. So I got this move, and then I got this move, right? So I'm doing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm getting in at this entry. I'm selling it up into this level, and then I'm buying it back at this level, and then I'm selling it up here. So that's pretty cool. This first trade, I got in it, I think like right up here, and then I sold it at the lows here. So I missed this first move, but I got the second move, right? I got this second move here. So that's cool. I could have gotten all four of these moves here. This one, this one, this one, and this one. But I guess I got three of them. But I did lose 12 on my first trade. So that's unfortunate. So, okay, let's see what else happens on HPCO before we look at PEGY. Because I think I wind up taking losses on this stock because this thing kept on coming up into this upper resistance level and then selling off. And I just took a bunch of stabs on it. And, what did I end up on this thing? On HPCO, I wound up $25 on it. So that's cool. So I guess we're pretty much done looking at that stock. So yeah, let's start looking at PEGY. All right, so PEGY. So this stock at the open made this big ramp up from about $6 all the way up to $6.87. And then over the next 10 minutes, it's just been pulling back here. So I'm keeping it on watch, and I'm just, I'm not really trusting it all that much. But yeah, let's see what happens on it. Oh yeah, and we can see that I'm down $1 on this. I took a dip trade in this area here, and I cut it, pretty much break even. But yeah, let's see what happens. Okay, I'm about to press play here because I've got this order out to buy if it can break above this flat top here. I think the price was at 660, 661. So I've got my order at 662. So let's watch what happens here. So it comes up right below where I've got my entry set, and it just sells off really hard. And there we go. So I just took an entry right there. Instead of buying for the break up here, I bought the dip down here instead. 75 shares at 618. In hindsight, I should have held it because this thing made a massive rip up. Here, let's press play here. So I went ahead and sold it, pretty much break even, and now I'm getting in again at an even better price. So that was the better trade right there. So I got in with 75 shares at 606. And it's off of this level that it makes its massive rip up. Let's just press play here. So I'm holding it, and I'm waiting for it to squeeze up, and it's not really getting that squeeze that I wanted, but then it starts to make that squeeze up. I don't think I have the footage continuously. So I'm going to press pause real quick because I switched back over to HPCO. And then by the time I looked back at PEGY, so going back to PEGY, you know, we can see off of this level here. I mean, I was in at 606 with 75 shares, and now we're up at 651. And this thing's looking like it is about to break these levels here. So I'm about to get in up here with 75 shares again. And I'm going to press play so we can watch it happen. So we're getting that squeeze up. Okay, now we got that break. And I'm like, man, this is looking really good. So there we go. I just got in, and now it's starting to take off, right? I only got in with 75 shares though. And of course, I should have bought more. I'm sitting here waiting for the high of day break. There's the high of day break. I'm getting out right below 7, and we can see that it just popped up to 7.11. And it's about to get halted, I think. Yeah, so it's getting halted right now at this level. But man, dude, I got this beautiful flush down here, and off of this level, it just really ripped up. So I could have made more on it. You know, I was in such a good spot. I should have just let it play out, right? When I got this entry down here, I should have just let it play out. But unfortunately, I didn't, and I left so much profit on the table. But it is what it is. I'm still trading well, I think. I'm getting good entries for the most part, and I'm able to get some good moves. So let's see, you know, hopefully that continues. But on PEGY, at this point, I'm up 22 on it. I think I ended up only like $9 on it. So I wind up taking some losers on this stock. You know, the most that I was up this morning was 42, you know, but we can see that I finished up only 28. So I do take some losers on PEGY. Let's see what I did. So right here, I'm getting in with 50 shares at 740 because I've got this trend line drawn in here. And I'm thinking that, okay, we're above this trend line now. And I think we're going to get that big breakout now. So I've got 50 shares at 740, and I'm just waiting for it to really make a big push to the upside. But we don't get that, and I go ahead and sell it, and I lost like a few bucks, and then I got back in, I think, at this dip level here, and it's just not really doing what I want it to. So I go ahead and cut it, and now I'm only up 16 on it. So that's my first kind of paper cut on this stock here. And then we can see here that I take another trade with 50 shares at 696. And at this point, I mean, I feel like I'm probably just trading a bit sloppily at this point. But I was thinking that we were coming up into this previous high of day level. And I was thinking that we were going to get a nice bounce off of it because we can see in these two candles that we're getting bounces off of these levels. And I'm like, all right, maybe this will be the place that it really makes a nice curl up off of. But it just doesn't really hold up. And I decided to just go ahead and cut it. And I lost another $5. So now I'm only up 11. So now I've cut my profit on this stock in half. So that's not fun. And then right here, I'm getting in again with 100 shares at 686. And at this point, I can really feel myself just like, man, this isn't fun. Maybe we should just walk away. And I cut it, and I'm only up 6 on it now. Let's see what happens here. And then right here, I got in with 50 shares again as it dipped at this level, and I'm about to sell it. So yeah, I ended up on PEGY 960. So yeah, let's see what PEGY wound up doing. Let's pull this up here. So it looked like it just wound up kind of selling off and just kind of bouncing around and stuff. Didn't really do much. So yeah, I mean, those are my trades today. Ending the day up $28. Green is good. It's better than red. And I've been on a pretty decent green streak. I'm hoping to, you know, I'm planning on keeping that going. I'm planning on coming in each day with a clear head and just focused on taking good trades And yeah, and like I said in my video from yesterday, I'm going to be switching to a margin account really soon above the PDT limit of 25,000. So I'm going to have a $26,000 account, and I'm going to raise my risk per trade to $40 to $50 per trade. Right now I have a max loss per trade of $20, and I'm taking an average of like 200 share position sizes, somewhere between 100 to 200 shares. So I guess that means I'll be taking anywhere between 200 and 400 shares. That'll be my normal position size once I make that transition. So, and then we'll see how I do with that. And if I do well with that for a few weeks, then I'm going to size up again. And yeah, so that's the plan. And that is the video. And if you guys enjoyed this trade recap, please do me a favor and hit that subscribe button and leave a like. And I will see you guys in the next video. All right.